Hello everyone, it's Scrappy Kathy here with a special edition of Scrap Squad whatever. It'll be, I guess it'll be Scrap Squad Monday. This is last month's collaboration sketch between Scrap Squad and Scrap Academy. And it's a Click Kit sketch by Rita Marker. I cut off the end of her name when I cut this out of off the print sheet. Anyway, I didn't do this last month, and I've been wanting to do it. I decided to do it today with whatever the new rules were at Mind the Scraps Summer Challenge. And I'm also working in the JKL letters from the A to Z Summer Special at Spoonful of Scraps. So I got quite a few things going here. The JKL, I'm using journaling. And then for the K, I'm using a key, and I've colored it green because my monochromatic color scheme for this layout is green, and lime, which is one of the shades of green that I'll be using. But I'll be doing this. One of the things I love about this was the little hedgehog pattern paper that they use for the background. It's just so cute. I have the same hedgehog paper, but I've cut banners out of the other side of it, which is this great black and white polka dot. And I have fussy cut hedgehogs to put on layouts when an animal was required on the layouts and the rules. So today I'm just going to use it as background paper. I have already, this was the largest block of this paper that I hadn't fussy cut or die cut something out of the paper. So that's as big as it went. So that's the size of that part of the page, and I'm just going to mount it on black cardstock. I have stamped some flowers. I'm going to leave black and white, and I've stamped the leaves in green. I have a black and white ribbon, and I'll show you in a minute what I'm doing here. I have some green vellum behind this really adorable photo of Ava in her lime green shirt with her hot neon pink shorts. And I'm going to call it Tree Hugger. So you can see she's actually climbing that tree. She's not necessarily hugging it. But before I go any further, I've done some fake stitching with my pen around here to kind of mimic the real stitching that was done here. I love this actually, and if my sewing machine weren't in pieces off on a shelf where I'm trying to fix the bobbin threader, I would have done that because black thread around here would have been great. So this is done. I'm going to kind of put this aside, and I've done that stamping and stuff. What I want to show you here is I have to use two different fonts in my title. So I have this set of alphabet dies from Lawn Fawn, and this is a really good, let me see if I can get my tweezers. It's a great very usable font, really nice size, and I use it all the time. And what I do is in the same pass, I cut a sheet of foam, which you see, I'm going to do it like this so I don't lose those letters, which you see here, this kind of lime green foam, and I lay the paper over it, and I cut them at the same time, so the letters and the foam are there, and all you have to do is kind of glue the letter onto it, which I've done for all of these, and I'll just show you doing it, how I do it to the H. And you end up with your own custom thickers. And this gives me a shade of green. I do that all the time, but I don't know that I'd ever showed it on camera. I had to do two passes. I kept the dies together, actually, as you can see. and I just cut the whole alphabet and then figure out how to use it. And sometimes I mix and match because the font is the same, even if the pattern of the paper isn't. I keep them in a little jar, a little bowl somewhere. And I was going to use either this for either the word tree, which had 2 E's, or hugger, which had 2 G's. I ended up choosing hugger, but I had to repunch. I had to run it through a couple times so that I could get 2 G's and 2 E's. No big deal, but it's just one of the little things you have to remember. So what I do is, and I'm going to make sure I get this in camera range, I just put a couple dots of this liquid glue on here. You could die cut it out of, sticky, the sticky kind of foam. There are any number of ways that you could do this, but I find this, pretty effective. So let me kind of pull these off to the side. I'm not really ready. I don't know yet where exactly I'm going to put my title. So let's start putting this together. This already has that same lime green foam on the back of it. I'm going to put it down. I don't want it smack dab in the middle of the page, the black, but I do want enough space to, because I'm going to journal around the edge of the layout on the black paper with a white pen. So I'm gonna do this, since there will be some leaves kind of overhanging this block. I've already put some of that same foam, and I have this green vellum, which should show up nicely there. I'm going to put this on kind of maybe a little towards the bottom. Okay, and I've got my bow here, which can go there, and I'm going to do this before I start putting the flowers and leaves around. I'm just going to do a little bit of the wet glue to get that on. Let me do that. I'll just go right overlapping the photo, and that way I can stick some, I can underlap some flowers or leaves. Okay, so this flower may actually be too large, or maybe not. I'm gonna get some foam. Today must be lime green foam day. I want to use, I've got a mix. These are 2 different styles of Vicki Boutin florals. That one and this one are from, I want to say Wildflowers and Honey. And these 3 are from they're from Color Kaleidoscope. There weren't any flowers stamps that I'm aware of with Let's Wander, and I hate that because I loved the flowers that were in Let's Wander. So let me do that. Let me do a couple leaves. Not quite sure. I'm going to bend the leaves so there's a little dimension. Do that. I think I'll do this one maybe kind of extending out like that. That looks good. There, and I'll do another one of these maybe right there. See if the glue will hold that in better. Sometimes when I bend the leaves like that. Since there's not a lot of room down here, I may use a third flower up here, and I'm going to cut this, and then maybe I'll use this down below. I'll do it that way. You'll find that I have on this particular layout, no particular method to my madness other than trying to keep with the color scheme that's required. And to get the same effect without the variety of colors, I'm kind of hamstrung because you know me and color. I love it. So, okay, let's go with this flower. Oops, I've got, how did that happen? Got some glue on the wrong side of that guy. Okay, I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this and place it right on top of that glue there. And that will just look like another flower layer, which is fine by me. Okay, that can go there. And I'll figure out where to layer that small one after I've done. Can't have that there. I can if I remove this leaf. Let me get this back up. Let me check what's in camera range. I need to know that if I'm working on the black background, that it's in camera range, and I am, and it is, so. Okay, that's good, and then I can do this one on a little piece of foam, kind of layered over that, with this other leaf kind of coming out there. That'll give it some dimension. And then I've got this, which could kind of layer in under there, or I could do this and this maybe over here. I think I like that. So I'll do that. As you can see here, I'm using the white side of some pattern paper that came out of a paper pad. I find that the paper, the kind of paper that's used in American Crafts paper pads, is excellent. It's just the perfect composition for stamping and die cutting in a, you know, like a machine like a Cricut or a Silhouette Cameo. I take pages out of a paper pad that I either don't need as many copies as there are, or that have patterns on them that I don't like or probably won't use. I'm gonna kind of sneak this lock which way does that go? I guess it goes this way. I've taken wood veneer and colored it green because the wood represents a color that isn't allowed in the Mind the Scrap Challenge. You pick your color and then you have only black and white as your other colors. I thought I was going to have to go color my little hedgehog cheeks, pink, this little pink cheeks. I thought I'd have to color them green, and I found out that if your pattern paper has, let's see, don't layer that on top. Let me do that. I didn't think about the placement of this, and I usually use the keys, and so I'm ending up with a whole bunch of locks that haven't been used. So I'll just layer the key on top of the lock. There we go. And my glue will dry clear. Now I'm getting to see what space I have left on the page to put my title. So before I lose letters, let's do that. I think I'm gonna do it. Let's see, let's go backwards from the R. Maybe I'll do it here. Is that, and this is the font I'm going to use up there, on top of that for the word tree. That's gonna be where there's journaling. Okay, so let's just glue these on. And I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of glue on one part, and that'll hold them down, and it'll give them dimension. If they kind of curl up a little bit, that's kind of a cool look, I think. It looks like they're loose paper and they're just kind of sitting there, as opposed to they're completely neatly glued down. I have no idea whether anyone else likes that look, but I like things to look like they're not fully attached. Okay. And I'm not mashing them down very hard, just enough for the glue to make contact with the paper, because that gives them that dimension and it doesn't squish the glue out, which, as you probably saw just now, just happened. Whoops. You do have to kind of be sure about your placement, because there's no moving them without the glue showing. And on black paper, even though it dries clear and matte, it kind of shows on black paper. I don't know of any that wouldn't. Okay, so I've got that on there. Let's get the word tree, and then the hard part is done. I'll start it over on this end. It's clearly a different font. I love it. Each letter, it looks like it was hand poured. This plastic was hand poured into the mold, and each letter is a little bit different. Okay, and this is a strange one for me to pick to do a lot of journaling, because there isn't a huge story to this other than the main underlying story of so many layouts that I do, which is I'm really happy that her dad takes so many everyday kinds of photos of all the kids. So I'm gonna do a few enamel dots. I'm gonna use all of the green enamel dots on this sheet because I'm in a use it or lose it mode with my supplies lately. So I'm gonna go with this one here and a small one there. I'm trying to really especially embellishments. I'm really trying to kill my embellishment supplies. Okay, and I've got this one here, and I'm going to fill in this little trio here with these Nuvo drops in a completely different color of green. Okay, not good. All right, there we go. But I am going to use that green, that same Nuvo dot green. And obviously I'm not going to journal now because I've done Nuvo drops and those two things don't mix. I'm not going to do, well, yeah, I am. I'll do a trio here, and I'll make it maybe a little bigger. Maybe vary the sizes. That one kind of spilled over. Okay. I don't care if my Nuvo drops aren't perfect. I do need at least 6 sequins, and I have not pulled my green sequins down. I have a nice green mix here that I did myself. Not trying to claim any artistic talent here, just a bunch of sequins that I had used partially. And okay, I'm going to do a group of 3 sequins here because there are some dots on the paper, some marks on the paper, and I want to cover those up, and I may as well cover them up with sequins since I have to have sequins. So let me pull only green sequins. There are some aqua ones in there, and I want my points to count. Okay, that was a little too much glue there. So let me get this one, can't use that one. I'm just going to try to drop it there. And the problem is I have a little tiny bit of glue on my tweezers, and apparently also on my fingers. So that's kind of it's almost an I Love Lucy routine here where I'm trying to get that off. That sequin's going to be on that finger forever, or some finger. I still haven't got rid of it, but I need to come back to this guy. Okay, let's see what else I can do. Another color of green. There we go. I wanted 3 different green sequins there. And let me pull another trio of the same 3 greens. Okay. This is not acceptable, and I'm almost better off trying with my fingers than the tweezers. There we go. How not to do it. Watch Scrappy Kathy to figure out the mistakes. Okay, there's this green metallic there. Okay, I think I'm done, other than the journaling, which I will add before I post it. Let's see, here's the original that I lifted. Obviously, I've toned down the color palette to just greens and blacks and whites. I've got, let's see, my A to Z special. Let's make sure I will have journaling. I have a key right here, and I have lime. There's lime green on her shirt and in this paper and in a couple sequins. So I've got that. And my other list I'm working from, I'll check. I've got wood veneer. I don't have a rainbow. Don't have any word stamps. I don't have puffy stickers. Although I do have some green or some black. No, never mind. I'm gonna skip the puffy stickers. Anyway, I'll work that list later and figure that out. But I'm gonna call this done. And I thank you very much for watching, and I really want to thank the Scrap Squad team, Rebecca and Keighley and Gill and Xochitl. They are incredible, and they have taught me so much. And yesterday, I was surprised with the news that they have named me a Scrap Squad star. So you guys are so lucky. You're seeing the first video made by Scrappy Kathy, Scrap Squad star. So there. Aren't you happy? Aren't you excited? You can brag to all your friends. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next Sunday and 6 days for Scrap Squad Sunday. But if you're interested in doing any of their lifts, all their lifts are open forever. Just go check out, join their Facebook group, go check out their albums, see the originals, check out all of the incredible interpretations done by the Scrap Squad moderators, as well as the their members, and have fun. I've learned more about scrapbooking since I started scrap lifting the Scrap Squad lifts than I had learned in 5 years before that. So I love it. Thanks again for watching. See you later. Bye.